Live.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Well, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
We're there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Live.
Well,
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, a debate bigger than the election, and it's not a party when this elephant is in the room, and the Berlin patient has died, and what the hell is a waraq? All this and much, much more will be discussed here on Deacon Live. How are you? How are things? How are things going? You doing okay? I'm back from vacation. I'm back. Did you miss me? Did you miss me? I missed you guys. I did. I really did. I hope you enjoyed the little bonus show that we put up there. And that bonus show is called Is This Going Somewhere? And it's kind of, it's not necessarily a podcast, but it's the stuff that we do in the middle of the, in between shows here. We got a lot of audio sample bits and stuff, and I do it with a good friend of mine, IT Dan, and we sit there and talk. Sometimes it's a darker conversation. It's very, very, I don't want to say it's different. It's a lot darker conversations and a lot more general conversations as far as what's going on in the world, what's going on in his life, what's going on in my life, and listen to that. And the way you find that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, and click on the Is This Going Somewhere banner there, and it'll take you to all the series. Season 1 is up there. I think we're up to episode 10. It was the last one I looked at, and I think that's the one that played on the iHeart thing. So you guys are doing good? You know what? I'm back from vacation. Just, I don't need a big stretch because we had a long 8 days, 9 days, whatever, a calendar vacation that we took. We left on Saturday morning and came back Saturday afternoon. Not the same day, within 7 days or 1 week calendar week. And it was fun. We drove to the Outer Banks. You can see I have my Outer Banks hat on. And the funny part is, the night before, Friday night before, I got all the outside stuff. I've got all the fishing gear all wrapped up. I got all the poles and the coolers and all the dry goods ready to go. I've got the cooler ready to go with all the cold goods. I got all that stuff ready to go. And my wife's getting all her little odds and ends. Now, unfortunately, she had to work a little bit late that night, and she's like, well, I'll pack all the clothes in the morning. I'm like, all right, so it gets around 8, 9 o'clock Friday night, and she reads the email one more time, babe, make sure that you got everything. She's like, oh my God, oh shit. I'm like, what? She's like, well, first of all, remember I said it was only like 4.5 hours, 5 hours away? I'm like, yeah. She's like, it's actually 6.5. Okay. And she's like, I haven't packed any of our clothes. I'm like, well, it's a good thing I did laundry today, or we wouldn't have shit to wear. So we woke up early Saturday morning. We had to leave the house by at least 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock was the goal because now check-ins at 5 o'clock. Plus we have the dogs. We're taking the dogs with us. So they're stopping and peeing and gas one time and, stopping for the dogs. When the dogs start farting in the car, you're like, oh, they got to do something. That's not natural. So we got there. Plenty of time, 6.5 hour drive, got to the condo. We were probably maybe 200 yards off of the dunes of the beach. Nice place, and I say nice place, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. It's a 3 levels, so all the houses out there in the Outer Banks. We actually stayed in Corolla, however you want to fucking pronounce stupid names. It's Corolla, right? It's the Toyota Corolla. This is the Corolla, North Carolina. This is where we were at. This is where the horses run free, all the wild horses. Now, we didn't see the wild horses. We were going to, and the first day we got there, Sally was just finishing up coming through as a low depression. So the surf was like banging on top of banging, and they were, crushing on top of crushing and breaking on top of breaking. So it was really windy, and it was really, really rough out. So they really don't do the tours. They've got like these big areas where they drive the four-wheelers and stuff. so you can see the horses. Well, they don't take the tours because, the horses are hiding. They don't want to be out in this weather. So the tours weren't running till about Wednesday. Now, we got there on Saturday evening, and the tours weren't running until about Tuesday or Wednesday. So we got there, and it's a 3-level. All the houses out there, the townhomes or whatever, we're all connected, are all on stilts. So you park underneath, and then you climb up a flight of steps. And then on our place that we had, all the sleeping facilities, it was 3-bedroom, 2 baths, and that was all on the second floor. Then you go up another flight of steps, and then you got your entertainment. You've got your living room, you've got your kitchen, you've got your big dining room area, the big TVs in that room. But here's the only thing I didn't like. Now, myself, my wife, the only ones there, plus our 2 dogs. Now, as you guys know, I have 2 English bulldogs, and English bulldog legs are only about 4 inches, 4 to 5 inches long. High. That's how high they are. And the dog, it's supposed to support this big 85-pound, 65-pound mass of skin and jiggleness and slobber and all that stuff. Now, the dogs, like I said, they have to go to the bathroom sometimes. So if you're up on the 3rd floor, if you know anything about the ADA, which is the American Disability Association, public access to certain areas, if they have steps, also need to require somewhat of a ramp. Steps need to be a 6-inch rise by 11-inch run. So what that means is you lift your foot up 6 inches, you're supposed to step forward 11 inches, and your foot should hit the next step. You raise your foot up 6 inches, push your foot forward. I know I'm telling you guys how to walk upstairs, but that is the ADA. It's by law if it's public access. Now, if it's quote unquote for, let's say you're working at a Walmart and this one area is only for employees, they don't have to follow that rule. That rule now goes to 8.5 inches rise and a 10-inch forward. So you can see it's a lot steeper, a lot higher reach, and a lot shorter step to go on. I tell you that to tell you this. My dog's got, like I said, 4-inch tall legs. They don't reach down 3 flights of steps and going up and down and up. They can go down real good. They bounce real good. They bing, 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 all the way down the 3 flights of stairs. Let them outside, go pee-pees. Like, come on, let's go pee-pees. And then now, here's the problem. You've got this 85-pound, 65-pound mass. We have 2 of them. And to get this mass back up 3 flights of stairs. And to do that in the middle of the night, after being on vacation during the day, God, no. Well, we had a great time. Everything was fine. The place was on a scale of 1 to 10 for the amount of money that we spent and the location that we were at. The place itself could have used a little, painting. The walls are kind of scuffed. It looked like a rental property is what it looked like. The carpet had a couple snags in it. But I said, you know what? When you first get there, you're thinking, you're looking at all these places on the Outer Banks, and settle down, Outer Banks. Please settle down. You're a beach town. Just relax, all right? Well, let's see if I can take this. Hello, you're on the air. Are you there?
Hello?
Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Linda Davis from Debt Free America. Well, the reason I'm calling you is because after the economic shutdown, the FDCA is actually eliminating consumer credit card debt completely. So would you be interested in learning more about this program?
Yes. Let's see if we can get someone online.
Please hold just 1 second and let me get you transferred to my senior manager. They will be able to help you.
Yeah, I don't want to
Okay?
I don't want to talk to you. You're a loser. You're just dialing the phone number.
Really? Why you receive the phone call? Why you waste my time?
Why are you wasting my time?
Do you know? Okay, simply hang up the phone. Go get out of my phone.
No, I'm not getting out of your phone. I want to lower my interest debt. There you go. Get out of my phone. Get out of my phone. Well, anyways. So the place kind of looked like a quote-unquote rental property. And, the carpet had some snags in it. And there was some, water damage and nothing big. But by the time we were... Oh, Jesus Christ. Everyone wants to talk to me now. I'll talk to you in just 1 sec. So we get when we the first day you expect everything to be perfect. We're on vacation. We're in a place, a nice, beautiful place. And you get there and you're like going, well, our house is a little bit better kept than that. I was telling my wife, I said, you know what? We work here on the property and, our walls aren't scuffed and our carpet, now we have wood floors. Our wood floors are fine. You don't want to downgrade when you go on vacation. You know what I mean? So other than that, day one, we were kind of upset. Day two, we were fine. Day three, we were like, you know what? We are right there by the beach. We didn't have to load our cars up. We didn't have to load anything up. We could literally just take our fishing poles and tackle box and walk out to the beach and set up shop out there on the beach. It was easy. It was nice. Oh, Christ. Am I going to get through this show? Hold on. Hey, you're on the air.
Esta es una llamada.
Oh, no, not the only you. And it was great because, the second day we were there, I set up shop and did a little fishing. Talked to a couple guys that were out there fishing, and I'm talking surf fishing. I'm talking, bring out the big 15-foot pole, stick it in the ground, or stick it in the pole holder that you drive into the sand, throw a big old line out there, a big bait caster or whatever you want to call them, and throw it out there and get that bait out there. Get them out past the breakers. Talked to a couple guys, said, you need to do this, you need to do that. And you know what? I'm from Florida. I thought things would be different up here. It's the same shit. It's the same stuff no matter where you go. Big pyramid on the bottom, couple what I call pompano rigs on the top. All you fishing fanatics out there. And, I used, basically I want to know what kind of bait they were using. So we were using mullet. Cut the mullet in half, put a big old hook through it, and throw it out there and see who bites it. And sure enough, we did. My wife caught, we caught a total of four redfish. 2 weren't keepers, but 2 we kept, and we ate them. Yeah, we ate them, brought them home, filleted them, did the whole shebang with them. We did 1 in the oven. We baked them. I've got a video that I did, and it showed me scaling them and how to clean a fish. 1 for the grill, and then 1 if you're going to roast it at home in a pan. So I'll post that video up here shortly. I think I got to go get it off. I think it's on her phone, so that might take a minute or 2, but keep an eye out for that. And the way you see all these, even the video, every podcast that we do has a video connected to it. And the way you see all this is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on Deacon Live, and you can see the podcast and the video for every podcast that we do. All right, when we come back, we'll dive into, we'll get into the nuts and bolts and the guts. Talking about dissecting fish, the guts of the show. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You just heard the latest song from Aaron Mazzy, an artist from New Jersey, musical artist from New Jersey. He started in 2016. He's got a new album coming out called Star Glitch, and you can find all of his audio files and stuff on Bandcamp. See him on YouTube and Instagram as well. That's Aaron Mazzy, M-A-Z-I-E. And that was his newest song that he's got coming out called Angelic. And you can check him out as well. And make sure you follow us and check us out as well. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. Go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, and click on the social contacts, and you can find all the ways that connect us to you and you to us and all the good stuff that we do in between. And we have a live video for every podcast that we do, and you can see it in real time. Even after the podcast is over with and stuff, you can go back and watch the actual video, and you can see all the videos and the articles and stuff that I'm talking about here on the show in real time. Now, I would like to thank, I'm a big sport, I say I'm not a big sports guy. We've all gotten out of sports. We've all lost our interest in sports because we can't go to the games. We can't go and have fun. I'm a big Orlando Magic fan, but since I've moved from Orlando up to North Carolina, I kind of lost track of them because it was nothing. It was great to sit there on a Sunday afternoon and watch a Orlando Magic basketball game or live on, because they played all the Magic games on whatever the Spectrum or whatever the local channel is down there. I forget, they've changed so many times now. But it was cool. You could, hey, there's a Magic game on tonight. Who are they playing? It doesn't matter. It's a Magic game. And we would watch, my wife and I would watch all the Magic games at home and have a nice time and cook out and do all that stuff and make a grand party of it. Just like going to the Magic game. It wasn't, you weren't there to support the team, not after Shaq and Penny left. You were there just to be seen. It was just a big fashion show. The whole entire Orlando arena was a big fashion show. Now, because COVID-19 and everything's, keep your distance. We've forgotten that there are still games being played. You know, I don't know. Are you following them? I don't know who's in the bubble, who's even playing in the NBA's out at Disney. If they can keep their employees in check. I think they lost like 28,000 employees the other day, all part-time employees. They had to get rid of all the part-time employees between all the different parks and stuff. But yeah, the NBA's out there at the bubble, and they're having problems out there. But one team, home team, Tampa Bay, won the Stanley Cup. This kind of slipped under the radar. You know, Florida's got, how many pro teams? We've got the Sunrays for baseball. You've got the Miami Dolphins. You've got the Buccaneers. Now with Tom Brady and Gronkowski. You've got the Jags. I couldn't tell you anyone that plays on the Jags. You've got the Miami Heat for basketball. We've got, of course, the Orlando Magic. And then you've got the Tampa Bay the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup. They're doing, in my opinion, outside of, you can go up and down. I'm not a big sports guy, but I know everyone's going to argue with me about sports. Let me find my thing here. Switch screens for you so you can follow along. But I think the Tampa Bay Lightning is doing better than any professional team that we've had here in Florida. And no one pays them a speck of respect. Now, outside of like the Orlando City Lions, the soccer team, which just recently came about, and God, that's hitting like a friggin' a bowl of gravy that everyone's doing. They love it. They can't get enough of them. The Tampa Bay Lightning, America's professional ice hockey team, is based in Tampa, Florida, and plays in the Eastern Conference and has won a Stanley Cup in 2004. Now, before that, of course, they had, a whole bunch of losing seasons, but they started in 1992. Now, here's just some facts and tidbits about the Tampa Bay Lightning, a sleeper team that we have in Florida that no one knows or listens or pays attention to. The Lightning lost its first postseason series to a team to soon return to its losing ways in the 2001 and 2002, being a below 500 team. Now, in 2003, Lightning returned in the postseason and notched and blah, 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 and won 2004. Tampa Bay, behind its lead scorer, Martin St. Louis. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. It's probably Martin St. Louis, because they're all French Canadians. They defeated the Calgary Flames in seven games. So they won before in 2004. They won the whole big deal. They brought home what do they call it? The ship. They brought the ship home. And then they started hiring all these people, these famous managers. I couldn't tell you all these people's names. They're so foreign. But they have made, the playoffs every single year, if not past the first round, the second round, and so on, every single year. No one hears anything about them. In 2014, 2015, Tampa Bay won the franchise record 50 games in a season. The Tampa Bay, since the dawn of them, have won over 900 individual games, which makes them like in the top 25 of all teams popular. That's great. It's Tampa Bay. No one's listening to them. But they did. They won. They beat the Dallas Stars for the 2019-2020 Stanley Cup Championship. So there you go. Hey, how about Tampa Bay? Hey, Tampa Bay. But you don't think of like hockey in Tampa. I mean, the state never sees an ounce or a drop of snow, and these guys are, they have to. I don't want to say the lakes don't freeze over here, but the lakes don't freeze over here. And I say here in Florida. So yeah, Tampa Bay, good for them. Hey, congratulations. I don't want to say they deserve it. They're selling themselves short, and I still live in Florida. I feel like I still live in Florida. But yeah, I live in a small little town outside of Charlotte called, a beautiful little town called Marshville. And that's where we broadcast the show from. Now, since we're on the whole sports thing, you like NASCAR? You like driving around in circles so your brain spits out your nose? So here's the deal. NASCAR, because they had a couple races, and I don't know if they're doing as well. as far as the whole, stuff. But anyways, they've released the Winston Cup Series. Listen to me. NASCAR 2021 Cup Series is scheduled. The 2021 Cup Series scheduled. The 2021 Cup Series schedule has been reported this past Wednesday, actually a few hours ago. On the slate, it will bring a debut of several new tracks, significant increases in the amount of road course racing for all you NASCAR fans out there, and a move that is sure to be polarizing that includes a dirt track race at the Bristol Motor Speedway. So what that means is, for you NASCAR fans out there, it's either a round track or a road track. And what a road track is the left and the right and the left and the right and the left and the right. This is the first time they're incorporating a dirt track. And what they're going to do, well, how are they going to do that? They are actually covering the Bristol Motor Speedway with dirt. Now, I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how they're going to get the dirt to stick. Now, I know I've seen monster truck shows at arenas where, or even big bowls where football players have played, or football teams have played and baseball teams have played, and they brought in all this dirt, and then within a couple days they've got all the dirt out, and you could never tell that there was dirt there for the monster truck thing, grave digger. So they're talking about covering the whole entire Bristol track. It's a short track with dirt in one of its 2 annual races. The NASCAR Truck Series is the only major NASCAR series to run on the dirt at Eldora. While it's unclear exactly how the dirt track race with modern cup cars will turn out. This should be fascinating to watch. Yes, I agree, because you think trucks, yeah, but cars, maybe not so much. So there you go. That's this week in sports. Stuff that's going by that we're missing out on. We're not seeing it because everyone's all about the political debate. Everyone's all, up in arms because looting and rioting. And it's amazing, speaking of looting and rioting and setting things on fire, it's amazing how that kind of settled down a little bit. How it you don't hear as much about it as much in the last week or two. Now you hear about cop shootings, you hear about all that stuff, but you don't see the rioting. You don't see the news bringing that to the forefront as much anymore, at least recently, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I could be crazy. Stick around. When we come back, we're going to talk about that big elephant that's in the room and one of the biggest debates that's right now that's taking over, even bigger than the election itself. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the social contacts, and that leads you to us and us to you. And you can follow us on all your Twitter pages, all your Instagram, Facebooks, and all that stuff. And you can see all the stuff that we do kind of behind the scenes and what we do when we're not doing the podcast. It's interesting. It's kind of fun. And all the stuff that I do here in the studio here, I also post a bunch of that stuff as well. I got a big thing on my Instagram page. I don't know why, but a lot of people I have my show notes. It's all nice and printed out. Let me switch screens here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I got my show notes here that I print out nice and neat, and then it's all scribbled and stuff. So at the end of the show, once I take all my notes and stuff, I take a picture of that. And a lot of people like it. It's kind of like Cliff Notes. They kind of follow along, and they can see actually the process of what it takes to do a little podcast show, little podcast show. And I'd like to thank all you guys for downloading us and doing all that stuff. I'm not knocking us, as far as doing the podcast and stuff, but I appreciate all you guys out there for taking the time and doing that. Nope, we're not wrapping up the show yet. Don't worry. We still got a lot to go, a lot to get into. Now, I mentioned briefly about you don't hear anymore about the riots and towns being burnt down and people getting out of control and getting crazy. I did capture this one video here. A dash camera captures a man shooting through his own windshield and in fear of his own life. Now, if you're watching this here on the under the tent video, let's see if I can pull this up so you guys can see it. Switch screens for you. I don't want to give you my email address. So here we go. Let me see. You're going to hear the gunshots. It's through his dash cam, so let me make sure that I got all the volume. You ready? Here we go. Just going to play a commercial. Here we go. Swoosh.
That is dash cam video showing a driver on the 417 in Orange County.
I don't know if you heard that. Hold on one sec. Let's see. You can hear it. The gun is so loud, it's clipping the video. So you hear like it almost sounds like a stick hitting a window, but he's actually blasting through his own front windshield. And he's got a passenger in the car here. So hold on.
That is dash cam video showing a driver on the 417 in Orange County firing at another car through his own windshield. It's an intense moment, and the video was posted on YouTube by the driver, Marco Mazzetta, who says he was trying to defend himself because he believes he or his passenger were in danger of being shot.
So he's all calm. The guy in the passenger seat shitting his pants. He's shitting his pants, and they blurred him out so he doesn't look. But the guy, Marzetto, I'm going to say he looks either Italian or Latin. And then the other guy, because they blur out his face, he's got darker skin. I can't tell if he's, because of Florida, whether he's a darker skin Latino or if he's a man. Well, of course he's a man of color. He's got darker skin. But yeah, I mean, that's the...
Florida Highway Patrol says this shows how dangerous it can be to argue with other drivers on the highway.
You don't know the mindset of the other driver, that you may accidentally get involved with some type of situation. A lot of people carry weapons in their cars, and this could have really escalated to somebody getting shot, somebody getting killed.
This happened last week. The in-car video shows another car driving aggressively. At one point, it gets extremely close to Mazzetta's truck.
Oh, yeah, so... This is where the video starts, and he's realizing this guy's trying to get around him.
He tapped the brakes, and the other car then bumped him. It speeds around him. And
he did a little brake check. You don't do brake checks. You don't do brake checks.
Later, the second car slows down. Mazzetta says that driver pulled out a gun and pointed it at him. That's when Mazzetta says he took out his own gun and fired because he feared the other man was going to shoot him. Mazzetta did not want to do an interview on camera, but told me by text, quote, "I'm not a fan of guns. I'm a fan of not getting shot."
So he pulled out a gun after the guy already, went around and passed him. He was behind the guy. So firing a firearm, discharging a firearm in a car at someone who's in front of you, I don't know. This guy, I think something's going to happen to him.
I know this video doesn't capture my smartest moments, but I hope any idiot criminal with a gun watching thinks twice before loading, brandishing, and aiming their firearm at someone over a traffic infraction. He also says soon after the shooting, he reported the incident himself to the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Now, Mazzetta says he wants to press charges against that other driver for assault. The Orange County Sheriff's Office confirms that it is investigating the incident, but as of right now, no arrests. Reporting in Orange County, Bob Hazen, West 2 News.
So would that be stand your ground? I don't think that'd be stand your ground because the guy just kind of rolled up next to him and held his gun out the window like, hey, I'm this much of a douchebag. But this guy had a gun in his car and pulled it out and ripped off a couple rounds and fired at the guy. So, oh my God. That's crazy. That's great. Riding in the streets, firing your gun through the windshield of your car, your own windshield. Well, here's the inside joke, what you guys don't know. In Florida, they'll replace your windshield for free. As long as you've got full coverage, they don't care what happens to your windshield. They would literally replace your windshield for free. And some companies will actually give you a box of steaks. They will, I swear, they will give you a box of steaks. And they only do it, I think it's 3 times in a year or something crazy like that. But yeah, there was a big running joke around some of the friends and family of mine. You guys need steaks this weekend? Guy comes out of the garage with a hammer. All right, hold on. Well, bam. All right, go get a box of steak from whoever's got that promotion going, because they double charge the insurance twice as much as it would to replace a normal windshield on your own. So there you go, the box of steaks for a windshield. Now, I was talking about, the elephant in the room. Now, the political parties, the elephant is the representative for the Republican Party, and the donkey, or I don't want to say jackass, but the jackass is it's a mule. Is it a mule or a donkey? Or is it a burro? It's the representative for the Democratic Party. Oh, I gotta pee. Well, this elephant here doesn't belong to either of the political parties. Hold on, don't watch it. I don't want you to ruin it. Oh. In Samuel Elephant Sanctuary in a lot of big words today, Chiang Mai, Thailand. This dedication of an elephant doctor is going to show you how hard it is sometimes at his job. Now, when Lana, L-A-N-A, the elderly elephant at the Elephant Nature Park, became seriously constipated, and the elephant vet must begin immediate treatment because this compactness of their bowel, I know, I hope you're not eating lunch or anything right now, the compactness of his bowels can actually lead to death. The treatment is for her to have an actual enema. And what they do is they stick if you're watching the video here, make sure I'm on the right screen so you guys have a good time with this one. They stick a garden hose in the elephant's ass. I'm sorry. And what they're doing is they're trying to flush this compactness out, the constipation, and it almost looks like I'll let you guys watch. Let's make sure I got enough volume on this. There you go. And let's see. We got volume? Do we have volume on this? So they're pulling it out, and out comes all the water. And the plug, what was plugging her up was this, it looked like, they eat grass and hay, and if you ever seen horse dung or elephant dung, it just looks like clumps of like wet hay or grass or whatever they've eaten. This thing was probably about 3 feet long, and once it came out, probably about 15 gallons of water came out behind it. So there you go. Oh, she feels so much better, they said. Luckily now Lana is feeling so much better that all in a day's work for an elephant doctor. Now they're all sitting behind her with raincoats on and like a mask, and this one lady's just holding the elephant's tail. Let it go. Let it go. And they're laughing. Elephant dung. I'll play it one more time. You can see they've got the whole. It's huge. It's like pulling out an 85-pound bulldog out of its butt, and now the water comes out. So there you go. Lana's doing well. Lana's doing okay. But I hate to use the pun, but what a shitty job. But that's what you do when you're an elephant doctor. All right, when we come back, we'll get into more of the show and find out what an actual waraq is. And the biggest debate that's going on outside of the normal political debate that's going on, that's taking over the social media pages. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You just heard the newest song from Code Yellow. She's got a new album out called Electromance. And she takes it up to a new level with her engineer and sound producer, Rob Whitaker. This highly innovative electropop album hits all the right buttons to get all your juices flowing. The newest album's called Electro Romance. Find them on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, all that stuff. And you can hear them here also on the Deacon Live podcast. That's Code Yellow. I like them. I like her. I like her style. It's rare to find. It's rare to find women in. Oops. It's rare to find women in the electro dance pop field. As I sit here and write this stuff. Now, another thing that's rare to find, we were talking about earlier. So, let's stick with all the animals and stuff. Out in the UK, there's a national park out there that had to remove a bunch of their actual birds. Sometimes when you go to a park, there's always like birds flying around. They know where their butter's bred. So a lot of parrots and birds, they talk and they mimic everyone, what they hear a lot, the most common sounds. If you leave the TV on all day long, sometimes birds and parrots will actually replicate what they hear, just like these birds here.
Son of a bitch.
And that's a bird.
Don't that sweet, don't that sweet. I'll kick your ass. Shh.
Be
quiet.
Be quiet. I'll kick your ass.
You bitch. You bitch.
Now, what's funny is they have actually used one of these birds in a domestic violent case that actually led to murder, where they've taken the bird and used its, memory and vocals as an audio recording of these birds. But these birds that I'm talking about now, 5 parrots have been removed from the public view at a British wildlife park after they started swearing at customers. The foul-mouthed birds were split up after they launched a number of different explicitives at visitors and staff just days after being donated to the Lincolnshire Wildlife Park. It just went ballistic, and they were swearing. They said, I just got called a fat tot every time we walked past them," Nichols said. The African gray parrots named Eric, Jade, Elsie, Tyson, and Billy were given to the park from 5 different owners within the same week, and shared the same facility altogether. They were in the same pen. The staff immediately noticed the birds started sharing what they've learned with each other and between each other. They literally, within a very short period of time, started swearing at each other, Nichols said. "Fuck off" was the most common one, he explained. And it's very easy for them to learn, but the birds would utter anything you can think of. So they had to get these 5 birds, kind of separate them a little bit, and hopefully rehabilitate their language, the proper language, make sure they're not cussing and stuff. But I think that'd be funny if you're walking around and they go, "Hey, piss off, wanka," whatever they'd say over there across the pond is what I like to say. Now, the biggest debate, you could debate whether the birds can just be left there or not. And, some people get offended, some people don't get offended, whatever. Or you can sit here and beat yourself up and go round in circles based on this one picture right here that came out of the same country. The Metro UK News has reported, hold on, I want to watch this creepy image. I'm sure you guys have seen it before. It says, "Do you see a creepy clown face or a dog in this confusing picture?" Let's see if I don't think it'll let me blow it up. But you guys have seen it on your Facebook feed. You've seen it on your scroll. You've seen it on all that stuff. You've seen this picture. Now, when you first glance at it, if you say dog, fine. If you say creepy clown, you kind of look at it and go, I don't see really a creepy clown. Nobody knows where this picture came from. It just popped up on Reddit, and it's been circling around for the last several months. In the picture, some see a dog, but others are claiming they actually see a creepy clown. Now, if you're watching this on the video, make sure I got the right screen up so you guys can see it as well. I see people saying, I saw a creepy clown at first, but then once I saw the dog, I couldn't go back and see the creepy clown. So here's the creepy clown. They kind of traced it out so you could see it. And they actually, if you where the dog's eyes would be, take your hand and just kind of cover the dog's eyes, you can kind of see the creepy clown. It's like almost like that Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker face looking, it's kind of distraught. He's just got white and black makeup on, and he's kind of turning and looking. I'm trying to explain this to you as you guys kind of turning and looking down, and his, it looks like he's got a big jacket on. His arms are disheveled and stuff. Still, a number of people took to social media to discuss this whole tweet that's been going out. It's kind of like the dress is blue, the dress is gray, the dress is blue-gray, and the Laurel and, what was the other one? Laurel and Yanni. Yanni and Laurel was a whole other thing. Hey, it's a dog. Hey, it's a clown. Hey, it's a dog. It's a clown. So if you see this on your thing, it actually, here comes the truth. You ready? It's actually a dog. It's a dog. It's plain as day as a dog. But the way the dog has its muzzle is part white, and it's the shadowing and stuff. Kind of looks like a disheveled clown. So there you go. There's the answer. It is a dog. It is a dog. I know. And when we come back, you know what? I don't know how to approach this. When we come back, we'll get into a little bit more of the show, and I'll let you guys get back to what you got to do. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. This segment's brought to you by O'Brien Garage Doors. Having garage door issues, even if you don't... Jesus. Fuck yourself in the dick. Welcome back to Deacon Live. This segment's brought to you by O'Brien Garage Doors. They're family-owned and operated garage door company that provides residential garage door servicing, including repair, sales, installation services, and much, much more. Nationwide, give them a call at 888-973-0061. They install, repair. Welcome back to Deacon Live. This segment's brought to you by O'Brien Garage Doors. With installation, fuck me, gay shit. Welcome back to Deacon Live. This segment's brought to you by Brian and his fucking dildo sucking fucker. Stop it. Welcome back to Deacon Live. This segment's brought to you by O'Brien Garage Doors, including service, sales, repairs, installation, and much, much more nationwide. Give them a call at 888-973-0061. Winter season's getting upon us. Make sure you have your garage door maintenance, and they can prevent any kind of habit or any kind of havoc that you might be having here during this time. What the fuck does that mean? Welcome back to Deacon Live. This segment's brought to you by O'Brien Garage Doors. They're family-owned and operated garage door company that provides residential garage door services, including repair, sales, installation services, and much, much more. They are locally and nationwide. Give them a call at 888-973-0061 or find them at o'briendoor.com. Now, do you guys like roller coasters? Speaking of things running up and down on tracks, and I know garage doors can be kind of fickle sometimes, but roller coasters themselves, I like roller coasters to, and then let me clarify, I like roller coasters to a certain point. Now, I never rode a roller coaster, quote unquote roller coaster, until I turned, I think, 21. My best friend, who's now passed away, he took me to over in Tampa. There we go, Tampa again. There's the tie-in. Took me to Busch Gardens, and I rode like the starter one, like the Python, and then the Scorpions got 2 loops, and then we went up to I forget what they have out there now, but I had to get like kind of loaded, kind of have a couple sips of stuff. Now, fast forward, I think 10 years later, I used to work for Universal Studios. Part of my job was to do the pyrotechnic shows every night at Universal Studios. So I would schedule all the stuff. I had a big laptop, and I was programming everything. So yes, I have a pyrotechnic background because of my degree. Well, you can't really go to school for pyrotechnics. You just kind of go to school for electronics mostly. But I had a little bit of electronics experience because everything's fired off by using a laptop, a computer program and stuff. So I was on the pyrotechnics team for a while out there at Universal Studios. And if we had a big long day, we had a big special spectacular, I would get there early before the park opened up. Now, what they would do is they would run the roller coasters before the park opened up. They run it, I think, 45 minutes to 30 minutes before the park would open up to run tests. If the thing was going to fall off the track, it would do it in the next 30 minutes. So one of the benefits for working for Universal Studios and being in the position that I have is we would get there, like if I, park opened up at 8, I would get there a little early so I could just sit. You would sit on the roller coaster and just literally just ride the roller coaster until it was time for you to show up at whatever position that you were supposed to do. So I rode the Hulk, I rode the Dueling Dragons, I rode, Harry Potter wasn't around yet. Spider-Man was there, but we didn't care about that. We just wanted to ride the Hulk and all the other ones. So you would sit there and, ride, woo, take off on the Hulk, spin around, come back, and then you'd wait and you just ride it right back again. And we would get probably a good 10 or 12 round trips on the Hulk coaster. And then we're like, all right. Well, and you literally would sit there and just have conversations with someone while you're sitting there. So what do you got? What are you working on today? I'm working over there at the Toon Circus thing. Oh, really? I'm over at the main park and stuff, and they're tearing down King Kong. Do you know about King Kong? They're going to put a new roller coaster in there. Oh, no, I didn't know that. But then these are conversations that, meanwhile, you're flipping around and zipping around and stuff. But that was one of the advantages, and I didn't think twice about it. Now, Universal Studios Islands of Adventure Orlando has now come out with a new, a new roller coaster. If I quit signing out of my thing, I'd be okay. Universal Studios Islands of Adventure theme park has just announced a new roller coaster coming out here shortly. Let's see, when's it going to say? Summer of 2021. Yeah, if we can all make it there, right? It's a new species of roller coaster coming. It's called the Velocicoaster, the Velociraptor. So this is going to be, I'm assuming, in the Lost World, I believe it is. I forget what the name of the park is. So here's a short little video you guys can watch here on the video portion of the podcast. Get ready for a new species of roller coasters. Looks like a side-by-side. Yeah, it's just too wide. And it looks like you're racing against, like, the Velociraptors. Remember in the was it Jurassic World, where they sent them out with the little things on and they're racing all over the place? It looks like you're running along with them. Woo! The apex predator of coasters, the Velocicoaster, coming soon. Summer 2021, right here at Universal Studios Orlando. They need to pay me. They need to throw a little nickel over this way for as much advertising and stuff that I get to. Well, they keep putting out good stuff, and I got stuff to talk about. Now, someone else is putting out some cool stuff. You guys ready for Halloween? Yeah, we are. Now, unfortunately, you guys know that they're not going to have Peeps this year. No Peeps. I'm sorry. Sorry, kids. No Peeps this year. But another company. Now, when you think Christmas, this was never really big in my family or anyone that I knew until I got out of high school and I saw other people from other areas and other backgrounds and stuff start doing this. And it's the gingerbread houses. Everyone at Christmas puts together gingerbread houses, and then they start making a big deal and having gingerbread house parties and all that stuff. Now, Oreo, thank you. Oreo has basically, how long did it take for them to step up this game? Move over gingerbread houses. Oreo graveyard kits are here. The cookie brand has released a spooky graveyard chocolate cookie kit. Just in time for Halloween, the kit is available for purchase at Michael's. If you want to go there to get your thing, includes icing, an assortment of candies, and various cookie pieces to build your own spooky graveyard with tombstones and a haunted house. Decorate your own frightening, delicious, spooky graveyard with this Oreo cookie kit. The product description is what it says on the Michael thing. Use icing and assorted candy pieces to decorate your mausoleum and tombstones to create a haunted graveyard. This will make a wonderful project to display for this Halloween. Yeah, because you can't go out. You can't go trick-or-treating, so there you go. That's what you're doing instead of trick-or-treating. Get your kids one of these Oreo cookie graveyard sets. I don't know how much they are, but there you go. But, I mean, a cookie company like that, it took so long for them to, I know, don't leave me, People Magazine. Oreo has now made this whole graveyard gingerbread house, but of course it's made out of the cookie stuff. I know my mom used to make what they call like a dirt cake, And everyone's done the dirt cake where you've done like the pudding, the cake and pudding, and then on top you grind up the Oreo cookies to look like dirt, and then you take like the gummy worms and stick them in there and like, oh, look, it's worms coming out of, that's dirt. Why are you eating dirt? I mean, it only took a couple days for them to figure out, or I say a couple years to figure that one out, right? Now, I'm going to take a short little break, and when we come back, I got to figure out something. What the hell is a waraq? Waraq, W-R-W-A-R-A-Q. And when we come back, we'll dive into that. I don't even know if I want to say dive into it. It's weird, and I don't know if I should be laughing at them or scared of them. And we'll get into that here in just one sec. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. If you'd like to comment or be part of the show in any way, shape, or form, you want to comment on past podcasts, current podcasts, or any time that you listen to the podcast and you're like, hey, I got something to say, go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on the Be Heard section. There's a little blue bar that floats around depending on what screen you're on. Click on Be Heard, opens up a small little microphone on your thing, and you just record a message. It comes right here to my email address, and we play it on the next podcast, and we can discuss and go over what you want, since, it's not a live show, but we can discuss and answer questions. Any questions that you may have while you're out there in podcast land. Now, a question I have is, what the hell is a waraq? Now, I saw them probably about 6 months ago, and I really didn't think anything about them. I thought it was just a bunch of, I don't want to say white kids, just a bunch of trashy kids. God, that sounded horrible. They're just a bunch of misguided children, misguided teens. Let's put it that way. That's a good example for them, because if you're watching the video here, let me switch screens here so you can watch what I'm doing. I can't figure out what the hell is a waraq. Now, it says right here in their bio, it says, we are the newest upcoming rappers, and y'all gone, Gone, see, we more than legends. We gone change the world, little bitch. Lil, L-I-L, bitch. All right. I mean, they've got, 61,000 renards that follow them. But this video right here, I'm gonna play this so you guys can listen to kind of what they're doing. Everything is shot from an iPhone camera or iPhone whatever, and it's all done like in their backyards. They're not really anywhere. And when they do rhymes and stuff, like when they're rapping, they have their phone and they're rapping with the phone in front of their face, because they're reading the script or whatever lyrics or bars or spit or whatever you kids call it. Here you go. This is I don't know what this one's called, but just listen to this. I mean, he says some stuff that kind of makes sense, but it's kind of like someone told you to say that.
Life, it's like 170-foot two bridge, 4 miles long. You could break that down in quarters, like the quarters of your lifespan. At the beginning of the bridge, you have childhood, women.
So this guy's standing there, and he looks Spanish. He's a brown-skinned man, and he's got the rest of the crew behind him. He maybe 20, maybe 19, 20 years old. They're not old enough to drink, I can tell you that. I would card every single one of them. Behind him, he's got the rest of the quote-unquote crew. And this one, this one Bubba Gump Shrimp guy stands up, shirt half on. He's got like one arm through his sleeve and the other arm, I don't know what he's doing with it.
Girls, chicks, and boobies. At the end of the bridge, you have manhood, money, currency, dollars, pesos, cash. In the middle of the bridge, you got struggles, challenges, obstacles.
All right, so this is like a preaching video. I don't know, but all 5 of them. There's the guy. I don't know what. Maybe I got another video here. Let's see if this works out at all for us.
waraq in this shit, and you know how we coming, baby. Every day we do this shit. Let's get it, baby. Let's do this. Look. Started for nothing, now I'm buzzing. Counting hundreds while y'all struggling. Envious of me, y'all are really.
And he's face down, looking to his phone, reading the script, and.
Oh man, shout out to my team, you know how we run it, know how we gun it. Topics of discussion and it's all rubbish. With that Mac, you know the grapes we be busting. Run up on us and that's your fucking concussion. Yo.
Sorry, I can't get into it because there's no music. It's all like live spitting. Well, just to let you guys know, if your kids are out there, they've actually determined them as a terrorist organization. They're a terrorist gang is what they call them. Because they actually, in their lyrics and their stuff, promote looting, promote violence, promote rioting, and all that stuff. Just for these, you know what I'm talking about. Those, what they call them, anti-fascists, Antifa. You know who I'm talking about. You've seen the pictures of everyone being arrested, during the Black Lives Platter. That'd be awesome. Black Lives Matter protests. And it's all these confused kids. All these kids that are, between the ages of 18 to 25, maybe 27, still living at home, still living in their parents' basement. They've got the hair that's colored, dyed. Most of them, 90% of them have glasses. So all of a sudden, you can already tell they already have poor eyesight. They already have poor genetically. They're not right. But I mean, I just saw this waraq and I was like going, you know what, kids, let's be safe. Let's mom and dad or all you kids out there thinking about doing it. It is the equivalent when I saw like a couple of their other videos, and it's not this is way out of the extreme. But what I see is, you ever seen like the Al-Qaeda recruitment videos? No, Deacon, I haven't, because I haven't joined Al-Qaeda. Of course you haven't. But when I saw those in the beginning, when they were coming out like 2-3 years ago, it reminded me of that. It was showing them, you can be part of us, these waraq kids, and you can be part of a group that doesn't accept anyone. Do you remember the movie the Bohemian Rhapsody? Freddie Mercury wanted to make music for the kids standing in the back of the room that didn't fit in. That's what Queen did, and Queen did a great job. Now, granted, they were musical geniuses. I don't know if waraq is going to be musically or lyrically genius, but they're saying a lot of stuff that kids want to hear. So just be careful out there when you see that on your Facebook feed. And, we're all in this together, right? All right, one more thing before I let you go, and I'm going to take a short little break, and then we'll wrap up the show and let you guys get back to what you got to do. You're listening to Deacon Live. I'm going to leave you on a bad note. I'm sorry, but this is something that's happened, and a lot of people don't even know this happened. It was a medical breakthrough, and a medical breakthrough is good in any level that it happens. So stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Well, bring that over here so I can talk. Welcome back to Deacon Live. This segment's brought to you by Piss and Balsamic Vinegar Podcast. Listen to seasoned professional cooks Ellen Green, Kai Nelson, and as they discuss food trends along with locally known foodie Jess Ross. The show divides into famous moon. Jesus, I can't talk this whole episode. No, can't talk. Done. That's what happens when you're out of practice. Welcome back to Deacon Live. This segment is brought to you by Piss and Balsamic Vinegar Podcast. Listen to seasoned professional cooks Ellen Green, Kai Nelson, as they discuss food trends along with locally known foodie Jess Ross. The show dives into famous food myths, favorite recipes, and the unfortunate truth about reality of competition cooking shows. Join them as they interview other cooks in their field and a world of professional cooking, all while having a good time together. Find them on Spotify and Apple iTunes as well. That is Piss and Balsamic Vinegar Podcast. I listen to the guys. They got a couple shows out there. I'm waiting for a new one to come out. I listen to all the ones that they have and kind of exhausted them out. But yeah, they got a good show, good content. I hope they continue on doing that as well. Now, speaking of cooking shows, Do you know who? Hold on, I gotta find him because he'll hate me if I don't. Do you know? Now, I don't know him by name, but do you know who? What's his name? Buddy Valastro? Do you know who Buddy Valastro is? Yeah, he's the Cake Boss. Now, he had a big show on the Food Network for a while. He was a big, makes all the different cakes and all that stuff. The Cake Boss star, Buddy V, is home recovering from multiple surgeries due to following a gruesome bowling accident. How do you hurt yourself bowling? Balestro, I'm going to say Balestro, was bowling with his family when one of the machines malfunctioned with the pin setter. During an interview he had with the machine was stuck, he said. He went back there to fix the machine. Where is he doing this? Is this his own place? Is this his own bowling alley? Let's see what he says.
Cream, what's ISIS?
Featured across 13 seasons of his show, Cake Boss. These over-the-top and one-of-a-kind creations certainly do take the cake and have made Buddy Valastro a household name.
So who wants to eat some cake?
But the New Jersey-based baker shocked fans on Instagram when he posted this photo from a hospital bed with his hand heavily bandaged.
Hey guys, Buddy here, and I had a really bad accident the other day at my house with my hand.
While bowling with his family at home last week, Valastro tried to correct the machine's pin setter. His right hand became jammed and was impaled multiple times by a metal rod.
So it was like diving in, bam, 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 and it was beating his hand up.
After 5 minutes of agonizing pain, Valastro's 2 teenage sons remarkably were able to cut him free using a saw.
Should have cut his hand off.
Valastro was rushed to the hospital and underwent 2 emergency surgeries to treat the wound. In a statement, a spokesperson telling NBC News it will be an uphill battle as it's Buddy's dominant right hand. As word of Buddy's injuries spread, social media quickly flooded with sweet messages from the culinary world and beyond.
Sweet messages. So anyways, yeah, the Cake Boss, he stuck his hand in where it shouldn't be. He's probably loaded, probably drunk on Cake Boss money, and went back there like he shouldn't have been and stuck his hand in the wrong goddamn thing, and it freaking pierced his hand a couple times. He said, because the machine is not a sharp machine, it's a blunt machine. It almost like literally as it was pounding him, as I read more into the article, was almost like ripping his fingers off. It was, pounding the skin. I know. Graphic. You still eating lunch? Now, one thing, it's not as graphic, but it is it's been a medical mystery or a medical miracle all in the same sense. There is a gentleman by the name of Timothy Ray Brown. Now, that name might not sound familiar to you, but he was actually pronounced as the Berlin patient. He's the first person to be known to be cured of HIV, its infection. Well, unfortunately, he has died at the age of 54. Brown died. Now listen, because it gets really a lot of twists and turns on this. Brown died Tuesday at his home in Palm Springs, California, according to the social media post from his boyfriend, Tim H. And because it was caused from the return of cancer that originally prompted the unusual bone marrow and stem transplants that Brown received in 2007 and 2008, which for years seemed to be both eliminate his leukemia and HIV at the same time. So what happened was he was diagnosed with cancer, leukemia, and then he was doing a bone marrow transplant. And then he said, while we're doing this, we also have this bone marrow from what they call, let me see what it says here. They were doing studies and tests on so he was given bone marrow by using the donor of a rare gene mutation that gives natural resistance to the AIDS virus. Very sad situation. The cancer returned and took his life because he did seem to he was free of HIV at the time of his death. Now he's a medical mystery as far as what happened with the leukemia coming back, but the AIDS did not come back, or the HIV and stuff. So yeah, the Berlin patient, Timothy Ray Brown, has passed away. And I didn't know that they found a cure, or they had a guy who actually was cured of HIV. It's like herpes. Once you have that, you just kind of live with it, right? HIV, you have to let your partner know and all that stuff. And blood transfusion. So it's a messy, soppy, crazy world that we live in. But this one was the first transplant in 2007. Was partially a success. His HIV seemed to be gone, but his leukemia was not. And that was in 2007. And they got another transplant. And his second transplant from the same donor in 2008, that seemed to be the one that worked. But his cancer returned last year and passed away at the age of 54. First person. Died this past Tuesday at 54 in his home in Palm Springs, California. So there you go. I mean, it's possible. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I bring this up because the whole coronavirus, whether you believe it's myth or not myth, or get your flu shot or don't get your flu shot, and all the mysterious, fake, not fake, whatever. This guy right here, Timothy Ray Brown, took a chance and healed him with HIV, completely unknown to be curable, and then unfortunately the leukemia came back and killed him. All right, I guess I'm going to get out of here before I get myself deeper into anything. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with us, listening to us, downloading us. Make sure you follow us on all our social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, click on social contacts, and make sure you like, subscribe, and do all the stuff that makes us part of you and you part of us. On behalf of you guys listening to us, I'd like to thank you. My name is the Deacon, saying good night and good night.
Wait, come back.
This is the end, the absolute end.
Écoute-moi.
Sad. I'm sorry. I had to get a lot in. I was on vacation. I got to get a lot of stuff in. I still got a lot more work to do here. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks. Take care. Thunder Mifflin, Outer Banks. There you go. Bye. Bye.